Be Wealthy and Smart, episode 630.
Step into a world of wealth and financial freedom without budgets, boredom, or bosses on Be Wealthy and Smart. And now, here's your host, Linda P. Jones.
Welcome to Be Wealthy and Smart. I'm Linda P. Jones, America's Wealth Mentor, empowering women and men worldwide to financial freedom. On today's show, we're going to talk about free commissions. Are they a big deal? Because recently, Robinhood has been a new app that has taken the brokerage area by storm. By that, I mean that it was an app that came out and it allowed people to buy stocks, ETFs, etc. with no commission. And because it was an app, it was very easy for people to make purchases, and it became a real sensation. Well, that must have shaken the confidence of some of the larger brokerage firms, because recently some of the biggest brokerage firms have decided to go to zero commissions as well. Now that's a big deal because some of these firms made as much as $100 million a year by charging commissions on trades. But the good news for the consumer is many brokerage firms now charge $0 for commissions. These are firms like Fidelity, TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, TradeStation, Interactive Brokers. It's my understanding that all of them are now charging nothing for you to trade a stock. Now, before you get all excited and think that's a big deal, realize that in some of those cases, it was only $5 to make a trade in the first place. So it wasn't like this is a huge savings in your pocket. And I also hope that's true because I don't want any of our listeners on Be Wealthy and Smart to be out there trading stocks in the short term. That's just not a winning hand or a winning way to build a portfolio and be a long-term investor. If you want to invest, you want to think about the long term. You want to think about what stocks you want to own for the next 2, 3, 5 years, maybe even longer. That's where your money can really start compounding for you and growing and hopefully getting to those higher rates of return that we always talk about. So being a short-term trader is a difficult way to actually make profits because you have to be right in the short term. You not only have to be right about the investment that you're buying, but you have to be right about the timing of the investment that you're buying as well. If you're just buying it for a week or two or a day or two or a month or two, you have to be right in terms of when to buy and when to sell. And that makes it even more difficult versus if you're making a decision to buy something long term and you can buy in when it's at a low price and hold on knowing that there's more value, more profitability coming. That should ultimately raise the stock price over time and you'll benefit from that. Another point is there's always a price to everything, even when people say it's free. It's usually not. And they did describe that these brokerage firms are going to be getting paid in different ways. They're just not charging the consumer anymore. In the end, that usually circles back around somehow to the consumer paying for it. It just becomes more of a hidden fee. I'm not going to go into the details of how brokerage firms can do that, but there are multiple ways that that can be done on the back end that the consumer really doesn't see. So in the end, are you really saving money? Probably not. But here's the thing, because we're not short-term traders, we don't really care. We're buying and holding, and so the only time that that transaction price would make a difference to us is when we buy or when we sell. And since we don't sell very often, well, we're only really going to be impacted when we make our purchases. At least that is if we are focusing on the long term and keeping our investments long term. So while I don't think this is the reason to go with one brokerage firm over another, or that it's actually even a really great saving for the investor, it's just another way that brokerage firms want to compete for your business and provide more bells and whistles to try and make that even more attractive. The important thing for us is just to be investing. That's the important thing, to be an investor, to get in and get your money compounding at the higher rates, building wealth for you, and helping you attain financial freedom. If you haven't yet subscribed to Be Wealthy and Smart, hit the subscribe button and you'll be updated as soon as new podcasts are available, so you don't miss one of them. That's all for today. Until next time, live the good life and be wealthy and smart.
Thank you for listening to Be Wealthy and Smart with Linda P. Jones. Share the wealth and tell your family and friends about the show. Check out our website, blog, and social media for more riches at www.bewealthyandsmart.com.